And welcome to our webinar, From Transactional to Transformational. We're going to be talking about building a sustainable real estate income and mastering multiple pillars of income for your business today. Grab a pen and notepad and let's get started. So my name's Randy Cochran. I'm the Chief Growth Officer with Equity Real Estate. We're a real estate company located in 29 states, growing nationwide. We're number 21 in the country. We'll sell a little over $8 billion worth of real estate this year. And our goal is always to help our agents build a lifestyle that supports their business, not a business that supports their lifestyle. And when we look at really the six, there's really six things that agents and brokers and broker owners struggle with the most in their business. And we've identified those six things, and that's why we share so much information. We do so much training, is because we've identified what the majority struggle with. And if we can help you with what most agents struggle with, you're not going to struggle. And one of the things that agents struggle with all the time is building a sustainable income. Like they feel like they're on an income roller coaster all the time. And there's nothing worse than having more month at the end of the money. So we want everybody to already start thinking about business planning for 2027. And some of you are going, "Oh my gosh, Randy, are you crazy? Like it's barely mid-August and you're already talking about 2027." Absolutely. And the reason why is because in real estate, everything's 30, 60, 90 days out. And so actually everything that we're doing right now, unless you have a cash buyer that's going to close in the next 30 days, like we're already working on the end of the year. And once we get to the end of September, we're really in 2027. And what we want you to do, and I have a webinar coming up on September 9th on business planning. And you'll definitely want to be on that business planning webinar. We're going to share business plan workbooks with everybody and do your business planning in September. On September 30th, you're going to throw a New Year's Eve party at your house. You're going to invite your friends, your family. You can even invite your clients, your top 50 clients that have said they're going to give you a referral within the next 12 months. Get everybody together. Get the party hats, get the poppers, get the horn blowers, and get the sparkling cider, get the bubbles, whatever your choice is, and then throw a party. And then on October 1st, that is New Year's Day. And if you treat the fourth quarter of 2026 like a brand new year, you're going to be 90 days ahead of all the agents in the market. A funny thing happens around mid-November, November 15th. A lot of real estate agents get this syndrome called pumpkin spice latte syndrome. And they stop working. And there's kind of a perception that nobody buys and sells homes during the holidays, which isn't true. When I look back at my real estate career, and I've been in real estate now over 25 years, my number one income month was a December. And that's because this is what I did based on what one of my mentors and coaches told me to do. And so I did it. And it was the best thing we ever did for our business. And then all the other agents, they'll wake up out of hibernation around January 15th. They'll go, "Oh my gosh, I've got to get back to work. My pipeline's empty. I don't have any income coming in. My income taxes for the past year are due. I got to hustle." So they go out and they go back to work. And then all of a sudden we have this magical spring market. Well, there's no such thing as a spring market. It's all the real estate agents went back to work, and then it's 30, 60, 90 days out and all the real estate's closing. So we might as well just go to work now and have a fall market, right? That's significant. One of the things that we always do in Q4 is we run a Home for the Holidays campaign, and we want as many home buyers to get into home ownership so that they can be in their homes for the holidays. So that campaign will kick off on October 1st. We will be having a webinar on that the first week of October on implementation as well. So make sure you join us for that. Okay, so let's jump in. From transactional to transformational, building sustainable real estate income, mastering multiple pillars of income. Now, in your mind, we want you to make a shift. We want you to stop chasing and start compounding. And so what that means is in your mind, if you're thinking transactional is one closing at a time. It's reactive lead flow, not proactive lead flow. It's income peaks and valleys, and it's marketing resets. And it seems like every month. And sometimes it's more than that. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 times in a month. And what we want you to start thinking is transformational. And what that means is continuing to build a relationship-based pipeline. And we talk about relationship marketing all the time. We have our raving referrals for real estate agents. We have our maximizing results for real estate agents. And we do our masterminds for real estate agents. And in all of those workshops and events, we always talk about relationship marketing first. And that's because the people that know, like you, and trust you are more likely to do business with you anyway. And according to the National Association of Realtors, 82% of all the transactions that closed in the last year were a referral from a friend or a family member or somebody that they knew. But also, we want you to start building repeatable weekly systems. And the reason why is if you're stopping and starting all the time, you never really get momentum in your business. And the acronym for system is save yourself time, energy, money. So we're going to be providing you with an ebook with a system. Also, you want multiple income lanes. Now, we also call these pillars, but a pillar is something that holds something up. It's like the base of a table. But a lane has flow or traffic. And there's a little bit of difference between the two. And then compounding referrals and rewards. Referral-based business is a phenomenal business. But if you're not nurturing and cultivating those referral partnerships between the people on your list that are willing to give you at least one referral a year, or working with your vendor partners and doing co-sponsored and co-hosted events and co-marketing, then you're not going to receive the number of referrals and rewards that you should be receiving. Now, the first pillar of income that we're going to talk about is always your top, what we call your top 50. And this is also referred oftentimes to a sphere of influence. But at the same time, when we talk about your top 50, the strongest relationships are your most dependable source of trust, referrals, and repeat business. And the people that are on your top 50 list, they're not individuals that have ever even maybe bought and sold with you. They're just somebody that knows you, likes you, and trusts you, and has agreed to give you at least one referral a year. So who belongs on your top 50 list? And as soon as we're done today, and we get the email out to everybody that attended, and if you're watching this replay on our YouTube channel at the end, you're going to be sending me an email so that we can email the support materials to you. You're going to create your top 50 list. And then you're going to reach out to those individuals and let them know that they are on your list. And you're going to get their permission to reach out to them once a month about business, and that you're expecting to receive at least one referral a year from them. So who belongs here? Past clients, your friends and family, people in your sphere of influence, maybe somebody that you work with or in your church group or community, and then high value relationships. And again, it's not somebody that's ever had to do business with you or have done business with you in the past. What you're going to do then is you're going to create weekly actions. It's personal calls or texts. Emails don't work because people don't read their emails. And also, if you're gonna if you call somebody, they don't answer, the best thing you can do is send them a video message, not just a text or an audio recorded message via text, because they'll open it and listen to it or watch it. Also, you're going to be celebrating birthdays, home anniversaries, really anything that should be celebrated with your top 50. Celebrate. People love to celebrate. And then home ownership check-ins. There's a couple times a year when we're doing spring cleaning, fall cleanup, annual maintenance, providing our clients with market analysis when they get their property tax notices, if they need to go dispute their property tax on their property. So we're doing these home ownership check-ins all the time. And then you're going to ask for introductions naturally. And when you're asking for introductions, remember, it's just you're telling people and reminding them that you're in real estate, and that anytime they ever hear of anybody talking about real estate, that you're going to pass their information on to you, and that you're going to be reaching out to them. And it's not to sell them something. It's just to serve and provide information. The sales portion of real estate is a byproduct. And then what you're going to compound is familiarity. People have to become familiar with you and your business, and trust, and then repeat business. Now, repeat business in real estate becomes challenging because a lot of property owners, when they buy from us, they buy and they stay put 5, 7, 10, 15, 20 years. So helping that person buy over and over could be challenging. But if one of your pillars is working with real estate agents or helping people purchase second homes, then that's multiple transactions with the same client, even while they're living in the home that you already sold them. And then, of course, referrals. You're going to stay visible, stay personable, stay valuable. For our vendor partners, these are our mortgage brokers, our handyman, our house cleaners, solar salespeople. Like the solar salespeople, they know when everybody's moving because they're out door knocking and they say, "Hey, do you want to put solar on your home?" And everybody goes, "No, I'm moving." Well, those vendor partners and somebody that you sell a home to might want solar. So build your vendor partner list. Uh, do co-marketing campaigns on social media and in person and co-hosted events. Who'd include, again, those lenders and titles, inspectors, contractors, insurance, home warranty, movers, and trusted local professionals. Weekly actions: make one partner introduction every week, share useful partnership content, especially like during tax season or prior to tax season. Do that with your CPA tax advisor. Create very specific planned co-marketing touch points, and then look for ways to send value first. And a great thing to do is hold workshops for your clients. Have them come in, have an attorney come in that does wills, trust, healthcare, financial power of attorney, asset protection. Like the home that a person's in is one of their most valuable assets. And if they're not set up correctly, after they pass, it's going to cost their family a ton of money in probate costs and litigation and all those other things that come along with not having a will and trust in place. So you're compounding credibility, client support, shared audiences, and reciprocal referrals. You want to be the connector your clients and partners remember. And then let's talk about digital presence. With digital presence, you're going to be showing up. And like, I'm actually not a huge fan of social media. There's agendas being pushed on us on social media all the time. If you are on social media, Um, do not post anything, even regardless of how passionate you feel about it. Do not post anything that's political or religious or, and I hate to say your opinion, but sometimes like we can get canceled. I know an agent that got completely canceled. His whole business crashed, and he had to move to another state because of something he posted on social media. So you have to be very cautious of what's going on there. So you're going to show up, you're going to post your reels, short form videos, local market education to learn your local markets. It's really, really easy. Everybody write down this website. It is called, um, and it just slipped my brain. Hold on, I'm coming back. Um, oh my gosh. Bestplaces.net. There we go. I think I went through 5 different websites in my brain. Bestplaces.net. Go to bestplaces.net, put in your zip code or your market area. Boom, you've got all the information you need to share. You'll be a local expert in minutes. And then client stories and testimonials and FAQs and reviews and social proof. Uh, Video testimonials with your clients are so powerful. One thing that I want to talk about right here with digital presence is be very conscious of what you're wearing. When I see some of these reels out there, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't get away with this, but I'll put on some clothes, right? It doesn't look very professional. That's uh, elevate the industry. Let's just say that. Nurture. Use your CRM and follow up. Your CRM is your lifeblood. You should be in there every single day. Send email newsletters. Now, I have agents tell me all the time, I don't have time to write a newsletter. That's fine. You don't have to. The reason why is if you're with equity, go to your pro agent website, click on the blog, there's your newsletter, copy it and paste it and send it out. Also log into our marketing center and elevate and boom, there you go. So you don't have to spend time. All you have to do is know how to copy and paste and send. And then run those database campaigns and then useful post-closing content. A lot of time the post-closing content is setting up utilities. It's also planning that housewarming party with your clients. And then also with your digital presence, be easy to find. Make sure that all your profiles on realtor.com, Zillow, um, fastexpert.com, Google, make sure everything is set up, make sure it's up to date and it's cohesive. One of the most frustrating things for me is a chief growth officer here at Equity is I'll go to one of our branch office websites and I'll look at the roster and oh my gosh, we have a secret agent. What that means is there's no photo of the agent, there's no biography, and it's like, okay, well, how can anybody even contact this person or send them a referral or a lead if we don't even know who they are? So your profiles and your biographies become so important. Also, local search visibility. Again, Google is a great place to put your location, those consistent profiles, and then clear call to action. Anytime that you really post anything, um, unless it's just information or market statistics, there really has to be a call to action. So if you're going to say, hey, everybody, property tax notices just went out. I know some of you open them. You're shocked to see what the county thinks your property is worth. You know it's not worth that. You know that the taxes are too high. My name's Randy Cochran. Reach out to me. I'll do a comprehensive market analysis on your property that you can take to the county. You can dispute your property taxes. Let me help you, help save you some money. Okay, there's nothing in there that's saying I want to list your house or I want to help you buy a house. It's I want to help you save money and pay less taxes. So consistency turns our attention into familiarity and familiarity into trust. Now, our community niches, this is really, really fun because this is the opportunity where we get to do the things that we love, whether it's golf, military, schools, neighborhoods. working with investors at real estate investment clubs or relocation, going to the Home Builders Association, Apartment Owners Association. But you have to show up and attend and always be branded. Everybody can see I'm wearing my equity swag. If you're with equity, head to our swag store, get that ordered today. Be a walking, talking billboard. Don't be a secret agent. Always participate before promoting. Go volunteer with Habitat for Humanity. Help build a house. Share niche specific insights. If you're in a second home market or a vacation market area and you have a lot of tourists and visitors coming in, you can post all the 10 top fun things to do that you've discovered, not one of the websites like TripAdvisor, for example. Drive people to you and then build real relationships. The deeper connection you have and the better relationship you have with people, the more business you're going to do. And then become the resource. Know the questions people are going to ask, know the people that you can introduce to other people to, know how the local process works, and then make useful connections. And so, as real estate agents, when we take our continuing education, I've always been taught never be the source of the information, be the source of the source, right? And so that's why we use third-party websites. That's why we always tell people, consultant attorney, CPA, tax advisor, we're anything beyond our scope of business, we're referring people anyway. So just build those relationships and follow up and see how that referral went. Depth in one community beats shallow visibility everywhere else. And then finally, let's talk about this additional pillar of income. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be emailing out to everybody a list of all the different pillars of income that go along with building out a minimum of 4 pillars. And when you build out your pillars of income, whatever your income goal is on your business planning workbook that we introduced to you here shortly, if your income goal is $250,000 for 2027, every pillar of income that you put in place has to be able to attain 250,000. That way, if you hit your goal in all 4 pillars, you earn over $1 million in GCI. And so remember, it takes time to build each pillar, but start building it now because we're going to work anyway. So we might as well work towards something worthwhile. Also, your pillars, it's not going to be perfect. Like you're not going to hit 250 in each one. You're going to hit 150 in one, 90 in another, 60 in another, 30 in another. That's okay. The ultimate goal is to eclipse that $250,000 in an income goal. And then another pillar I want to talk about is passive income. And that's our e-reward program. When you're with equity, you already know how this works, but we have a lot of agents that attend our training and webinars, and they're like, what is equity? Why would I join equity? Go to equity.us and learn about equity. But we're not a multi-level marketing company. There's not all these downlines and hoops to jump through and got to go do this and got to go do that. You got to introduce so many people and you got to have this level of income, your closings in a year to qualify to get your money and all this stuff. We keep our revenue share program with our agents very, very simple. But we have an e-reward program, and how it works is any agent that refers an agent to their managing broker or any broker in the company, when they join equity, every time that agent that you refer closes a transaction, you simply earn $100. Now, $100 doesn't sound like a lot of money sometimes, but we've already paid out over $14 million in $100 increments to the agents in our company. And so it adds up very, very fast. In fact, when you log into our Equity Elevate program, that's your portal with our company, it will show you your e-rewards earned. And there's nothing better than seeing 1 or 2 commas in that every single year. And earnings continue while both agents remain with the company and are just active and selling real estate with us. But here's why e-rewards matters. It creates an additional income stream, whether you are closing a transaction or not. So think about this. You introduce a few agents to the company that close, a transaction or two a month. I have one agent that I introduced to the company clear back in 2011, closes 25, 30, 40 deals a year, pretty consecutively for the last 14 or 15 years. Um, think about that. If all of a sudden you had, 10 agents that all close 20 deals a year, that's a pretty significant income without you having to do anything. And so the rewards help us grow the equity network with quality agents. The income continues beyond the initial referral, and there's no caps and no limits. And our reward program continues to grow. And that's one reason why equity is such a stable and secure company, is because over 50% of all the agents that are with equity were referred to us by another agent with equity. And so, it just goes back to the same thing with our clients. Our agents know, like, and trust their broker and our brokers with the company. And so they're referring agents to them, and the agents are joining the company. And then we're helping them increase their skills. We're helping them with their mindset and development. And then we're helping them close more transactions. And then what we compound is the relationships, recruiting conversations, agent referrals, and ongoing profit share income. So build your network once and keep earning it as it grows. I talk to agents every day, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you've been with equity now for like 15 or 16 years. Why have you been there that long?" It's like, well, number one, it's empowered freedom. That's really the two words that describe equity, because we empower our agents with everything that they need to be successful in their business. Websites, loop, insurance, marketing center, training, like compliance, like all that stuff is there. That's the engine, right? But then the freedom, that's the ability for the agent to do their business their way, any way they want it to be, to grow and be successful, whether it's commercial real estate, residential, property management, relocation, a combination of all of those, are just, investing in real estate for themselves, which we all should do anyway. So, our culture here at Equity is very different, because even though we're all independent contractors, we compete with each other, but we compete without contempt. It's just such a unique place to be. Now, if you're an agent with equity, and this is a conversation that I get a lot, is, Randy, if I'm going to edify my broker to an agent that I just closed a transaction with on the other side of the transaction, or maybe I'm at a networking event, or I'm at the Chamber of Commerce, or I'm at a BNI group, and there's other agents there, and they see me, in my equity shirt, I'm passing out my cards or my name badge, I'm participating, and they say to you, how long have you been with equity? Why do you like equity? Or they were just simply on another side of that transaction. This is your conversation starter. And all you really have to do is to create a connection and a conversation with somebody, is just say to them, "Hey, have you ever looked at equity real estate?" And just ask it. But when you ask it with curiosity. And then and they may say yes, or they may say no. It really doesn't matter what their answer is. They could say no, I haven't, or they could say yes, I have. Either way, say great. But then you follow it up with, I've been really impressed with the company because I have the freedom to build my own business, a model that keeps more of what I earn, and the support of a brokerage and broker I trust. Actually, our broker, and just share their name, is one of the reasons I feel so comfortable referring other agents to equity. I'm not saying you should change brokerages. I just think you should know what your options are. Would you be open to a quick conversation, and just give them your broker's name? And when they say yes, say, great, I'll introduce you. Like, it is literally that easy. I joke around with people all the time. And I say to them, I'll be networking with them and I'll say, oh my gosh, you've been at this company for about 5 years. I know I've been watching it online. Looks like you're doing a great job. You're a great agent. I see you closing transactions. I know that you probably love your broker and you're really happy at your company, but would you just be open-minded to having a conversation with Tony in our office just to see what your options are and see if maybe equity can put a little bit more money on in your pocket so that you can maybe work less but keep more? Would you be open-minded to that? Like when we're having conversations and we're talking, even though this says script or conversation starter, be natural. You don't have to simply repeat things verbatim, but there are definitely things that you should say to keep a conversation going. Notice when I said, are you open-minded to having a conversation? Most people, when you say to them, hey, are you open-minded? Most people truly believe that they're open-minded. Now, unfortunately, if somebody called me and tried to recruit me, which happens every week, I always get 2 or 3 calls, and they call me and they say, hey, are you open-minded to making a move? My answer is no, I'm not, because I'm not leaving equity. And in fact, I don't even care what somebody else has to offer because I've planted my anchor at equity. And hopefully, if you're with equity, you have too. Now, as I mentioned earlier, everybody that attended the webinar today, you're going to be receiving an email from me in just a bit. And that's going to have the ebook that goes along with our webinar today. We're going to be sharing with you it'll have the different pillars of income there that you can start building out. Also, pay close attention to our upcoming webinars. We do have that business planning webinar coming up September 9th. You'll want to register and attend that as well. And then anytime that we're out and about and you can get to see us at a live event, come out to one of our maximizing results events, one of our raving referrals events, or one of our e-masterminds and network, get your mindset right, increase your skill sets, and then go out and implement what we share with you and continue to build your business and your income. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. The goal is not to do more random activity. It's to build multiple relationships and visibility systems that keep creating opportunity. And my cell phone number is listed there. You can call or text me anytime. Also, that's my email, randy@equity-usa.net. And there's a QR code there on the screen. If you scan that QR code, you can schedule a 15-minute phone call with me, a 30-minute web meeting, or a 1-hour web meeting. It does not matter what you are struggling with in your business. Doesn't matter if your pipeline's empty. Doesn't matter if you're killing it right now and you've got, 13 million in volume pending and you've already closed 10 million this year. Let's take a look at your business. There's always another level to where you can take your business. And remember, sometimes it's not about working more. It's about working less, keeping more, and having that lifestyle that you and your family really want to have. Everybody be safe out there, and we'll see you in another webinar soon. Bye-bye.